Hi everyone, Jeremy here from DaVinci Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to use some arrow title inside of DaVinci Resolve. Those assets are part of our free starter pack, which is a complete toolkit we've built for DaVinci Resolve. In this video, we'll cover when to use them, how they work, and how to make them fit your project perfectly. You can download it for free with the link in the description below. So if you're ready, let's jump in. You can download the pack with the link in the description below. Just enter your email and we'll send the pack directly to your inbox. After downloading your pack, you'll get a zip file. Double-click on the zip file to unzip it, which will give you a folder. In that folder, you'll find a couple of things: the installation instruction, the license, the DRFX file for DaVinci Resolve, and the font used to create the assets. Start by installing the fonts. Without them, DaVinci Resolve will not know which font to use, which can result in a black screen when you drag your title onto the timeline. To install the font, simply go to the font folder. If you're on Mac, just select all the font and double-click on them. This will open a window asking if you want to install the font. Select Install. If you're on Windows, same thing. Just select all the fonts and then right-click and select Install. Alternatively, you can drag or copy and paste the font directly into your computer fonts folder. Once the fonts are installed, double-click on the DRFX file to install the pack. This process is the same for both Mac and Windows. This will open DaVinci Resolve, if not already, and prompt open a window asking if you want to install the pack. Select Install. Once in DaVinci Resolve, you can find those arrows by going over to Effect, Titles, Video Editor Studio, and then here in our free starter pack 2.0, you will have a section called arrows. You can just then pick 5 of those different arrows that are provided. They are pretty straightforward to use and pretty much share the same functionality, just some have different kind of animation. So let's start with the first one by dragging it here in our timeline. We can then just stretch it to the length that we want. And then here in the inspector, you have a bunch of control that you can adjust. You can move around the arrow with the center position. Then you have here the size, so you can reduce that arrow. You can also adjust the angle. For example, if we want to point at that frame, we can just swivel it here and then readjust the position. And now it will just point to that frame. Also, you can easily flip it on the horizontal or the vertical axis. You also have control here over the color. So if you want to change that to, let's say red, you could do it right here. You also have control over the shadow, the glow, and a background. So for the shadow, you can adjust the overall strength of that shadow. So if you don't want it, you can reduce the strength to 0. You can also adjust the drop angle of the shadow, also the drop distance, and the overall blur of that shadow. Then you have the glow. So here you can activate a glow by raising up the gain, and now your arrow will be glowing. And then finally, there is another one here called a background that basically bring a background between your arrow and your media in the background. You could use that as a pointer actually. So here, for example, if we were to invert and adjust the width and adjust the height, we could basically create a frame, and we can then adjust the overall position of that frame, continue to play around with the width and with the height, and position it properly. And then here I'll just, let's say, the corner radius, and now we have both an arrow and a pointer within the same title. So now if we play it, as you can see, we'll have the arrow coming in and we'll have the pointer happening. You can adjust the opacity of that background. So here, the more you increase it, the darker your media will be. So that can just be like a great way to showcase something specific in your composition. As you can see right now, also this arrow got like a continuous animation. The next one doesn't have it. It's a more simple arrow. So you just have the arrow coming in, and that's it. However, you have control over the same kind of parameters. So you can adjust, the color, the shadow, the glow, and that background that we just saw. Same thing for arrow number 3. It's just like a different shape and a different animation. And same thing for arrow number 4. It's just a thinner arrow with, again, a different type of animation. And then finally, we have the arrow number 5 that got like a very interesting, like wiggly continuous effect to it. And it got like a right-on drawing animation. For this one, you can choose to have the continuous wave animation being on only the horizontal axis, vertical axis, or both. You can also adjust the strength of that effect by adjusting the scale. So obviously don't go too far, because right now you're going to get something that is very distorted, but you can play around with that. You can play around with the overall strength of the effect, and you can play around with the speed. So you can have it going faster or going slower. And that's pretty much it. There is not much else to say about it. You know, they are pretty simple. It's just some arrows, but they are always helpful, you know, in edit when you need to point at stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comment what kind of video you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. If you need motion graphic assets for DaVinci Resolve, we have over 50 carefully crafted packs available on our website, including transitions, effects, and titles built specifically for DaVinci Resolve. You can get started now, completely free, by downloading our starter pack that contains over 300 assets. Get it with the link in the description below or directly on our website at videoeditorstudio.com.